What's up, everybody? This your boy Trayvon here with Scent Talk TV, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison video as well as little mini reviews of 4 particular fragrances from the house of Chanel. Well, particular fragrances from the house of Chanel. And these fragrances we all know in the fragrance community. Some of you love it, some of you hate it. But to me, the fragrance line in each of these in general is okay. You know, it's average, it's decent. You know, the scent profiles are amazing, but there's something wrong in particular with each and every last one of these, in my opinion. But without further ado, let's just jump into it. Starting with this one first, from the house of Chanel, we got Bleu De Chanel EDT. Yes, I know this is a fingerprint magnet of a bottle, so forgive me. At the bottom here, you got the name of the house as well as the concentration and the size. This is a 100 milliliter size bottle. You got the Chanel logo at the top of the cap. Inside the cap, you got the Chanel logo as well. The atomizer on here is pretty good. It's not like a cheap atomizer at all. It better not be. It's Chanel after all, but it's decent. Very, very decent. Also, this is a magnetic cap. Take 2. So, what do I get out of Bleu De Chanel EDT? This smells wonderful. Smells like a very successful modern day gentleman. It's fresh, it's citrusy, it has a smooth wooziness to it, and the wooziness is a little bit smoky because it has that great note of incense in the base of it. It smells fantastic. It has a unique note of ISO Super in here, which makes it like a unique woozy type of a scent, giving it a little bit more appeal. But let's just jump into those notes. So in the top, you get some grapefruit, lemon, mint, and pink pepper. Now the grapefruit gives it like a juicy, fruity tartness, as well as that lemon zestiness from that lemon. The mint gives it a little bit more fresh, spicy mint aspect to it. That's fresh, spicy, and green. And the pink pepper is like a sweet-oriented spice that's kind of cool, like kind of chill, not too aggressive, but it's chill in the opening as well as the top. So once you transition to the mid, though, you get some ginger, nutmeg, jasmine, and some ISO Super. Now this is when the fragrance starts to transition to that phenomenal smelling DNA of Bleu De Chanel. To me, on my skin, the ISO Super gives it that uniqueness, you know, that smooth, cozy, woozy type of a scent. The jasmine and the ginger gives it like a sparkly type of a sweet spice, and the jasmine is like a citrusy type of a white masculine floral type of a touch to it. The nutmeg is also sweet and cozy, warm, a little bit of a fizzy type of a spice to it. But once you get into the base, though, you get that incense, vetiver, cedarwood, as well as sandalwood, patchouli, labdanum, and white musk. The incense is what makes this smoky, but the incense is not really sweet. It's not really heavy. It's not really, fall or winter oriented type of incense. The incense in here is smoky, but it's like a fresh type of a smokiness because you got those fruity notes in the opening and the top. Is what brightens up a little bit, brightens that the incense up a little bit, and it smells fantastic. So you do get that white, dry, animalic type of a masculine musk from that white musk. The labdanum gives it like a smooth, leathery, like floral type of aspect, which I don't really get too much of. Patchouli is dark and sweet. I do get a lot of that patchouli, like that green dark sweetness. Sandalwood with the ISO Super meshes very, very well with each other because they are quite similar. They're all quite similar to each other, like smooth, creamy, and woodsy. Then cedarwood and vetiver, dry, like woodsy type of a spice. That also gives a little bit more of a smoky, animalic touch from that vetiver as well. So overall, you just get this fresh citrusy, like bright woodsy scent that's smooth, sophisticated, and that fresh, bright incense that's inside of here. That smells wonderful. I really do enjoy this fragrance quite a bit. However, this fragrance in terms of the performance is not up to par from what this fragrance costs for retail. This costs $125. And to me, this is worth no less than $60 at least, because the performance on here is trash. I got like a decent amount of projection in the first hour, then it said close to the skin after that, but it comes a very, very soft, intimate scent. You know, it's not loud, it's just like a soft, intimate scent, because based on how this smells, and it smells fantastic, you know, I would expect it to push off my skin just a little bit. I work outside, so even the heat didn't amplify this up at all. It just stayed close on my skin. You know, my skin was saturated with lotion, so it wasn't like I had dry skin, dry pores. This just did not perform well on me, unfortunately. So the total longevity I got was 4 to 5 hours, which is okay, but I expect a little bit better for the price that I paid this for retail. So yeah, there's that. I did receive a compliment though. This does have a compliment factor to it that's huge. I got one compliment from this from one of my coworkers. She says I smell good and she wondered what it was, so I told her. So this can garner you compliments quite nicely. Age group, I would say this is more middle age on up. It does have, like, you know, a little bit maturity to it for the mature gentleman to pull off, as well as middle age. So, like, you know, 25 on up, 30 on up, you know, what have you. But yeah, middle age on up with this one. Spring, summertime, early fall. You know, this is not like strong enough to push through the cold. So I would say, you know, warmer type of temperatures in, like, you know, spring, summertime, and early fall. So up next we have Bleu De Chanel Eau de Parfum. Just like the original, same thing at the bottom, same thing with the cap. Also inside the cap, the magnetic cap. Let's land it. There we go. The atomizer on here is pretty much the same as the original as well. So this one here, compared to the original, is a little bit more fresher, a little bit more green, lighter. I don't mean light as far as, like, you know, it's undetectable, but lighter. Is not as heavy as the original, because this does not have the note of ISO-E Super in it, which makes it a little bit more lighter, and it has added notes of aldehydes, coriander, get some melon, as well as some amberwood. So let's just jump into the whole note breakdown. So in the top of this one, you get grapefruit, lemon, mint, pink pepper, bergamot, as well as aldehydes and coriander. Now, coriander, aldehydes, and bergamot. The bergamot is an added note too. Gives it a little bit more freshness, a little bit more of a citrusy aspect. The aldehydes makes it fresher, like a laundry sheet, like powdery, clean accord to this fragrance. The coriander gives it like a sweet, soft, woodsy type of aspect to this fragrance, at least in the top. You know, it makes everything soft. You know, the grapefruit and the mint is a little bit more aggressive note. You know, it has that tartness from the grapefruit. You get that spicy, fresh, spicy mint that is kind of aggressive in the opening. That coriander is what tames all of that and makes it quite smooth, fresh, and appealing. But once you transition to the middle notes though, get that ginger, nutmeg, jasmine, and melon. Now, the melon is what replaced the ISO-E Super. The melon gives it a little bit more juicy fruitiness. That does smell quite nice, and in terms of with that ginger, nutmeg, and that jasmine. So you get that same vibe that you get with the original in terms of the mid. You get that same vibe, but it's a little bit more juicy and fruitier, and a little bit more fresher as well. The base notes though, same base notes. You get that incense, you get some patchouli, lavender, sandalwood, and cedarwood, but you have another added note in the base with amberwood. Now, it's the same in the base, same smelling, the same DNA that you get in the eau de toilette, you get it here in the base. It's the same thing, but the amberwood makes it a little bit more woodier, but it's not in terms of that the ISO-E Super. The amberwood is a little bit more warmer. Amber is also added to the base. I think it's added to the base, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, it's a little bit more warmer, fresher, fruity type of an incense in the base. So overall, just get this light, fresh green version from the EDT, really. And this one projects a little bit better. It lasts a little bit longer, And I would prefer this one over the original, and because of that added freshness, the added fruity freshness, and that green accord that I get out of here. It smells really, really good. The projection was quite the same, 1 hour projection. Then it said close to the skin, giving me 5 hours max. Like maybe like between 5 and 6 hours. Because I did overspray with this one. Now, not too much of a huge jump in performance from the original, but it's a little bit better than the original. But average, you know, it's average like performance on my skin at least. So yeah, I would choose this one over the original. Even though it's not too much of a big difference and leap from the performance in terms of the original, I would still choose this in terms of the scent profile. I forgot to mention the sillage on the original was a little bit low, but on this one is a lot better. The sillage is a lot better, and it does last a little bit longer on your skin. Seasons to rock this is pretty much the same. You know, you can probably wear this like, you know, fall, you know, spring and summertime, those 3 seasons. But winter, I still don't think it doesn't have enough strength. But I would just say those 3 seasons: spring, summer, and fall. Age group with this, I think it's a little bit more versatile than the original. You know, it does have a little bit more added fresh greenness and a little bit more fruitiness to this for the younger guys to appreciate. It would be more appealing to them as well. But no matter what age group that you are, if you like it, wear it, does not matter. But specifically, I would say this is more versatile in all ages versus the original. I didn't receive any compliments on this, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't, because it does have a compliment factor to this, just like the original. So yeah, it does have a compliment factor. I just haven't received any compliments on this yet. For retail, I paid $150 plus tax and some change. It was like $160, $165 maybe. Is it worth it? No, because I expect the longevity to be a little bit better, the projection to be a little bit better. But if you can find it, this, because good luck trying to find this discounted. But if you can find it discounted, go for it. If somebody's selling it for a discounted price to you personally, go for it. But I wouldn't pay full retail for this. I wouldn't pay full retail. No. So up next we have Bleu De Chanel Parfum. Now the difference between this bottle, I don't know if you guys can see that the lettering has like a off-white color on it, as well as the cap right here, if you can see that. So that's the only difference from the other two, is that. Got the logo right here at the cap. At the bottom, it's pretty much the same as the other two. Logo inside the cap. The atomizer on here though, pretty much the same, which is good. Okay, with this one, this is more mature, dark, and attractive. More appealing to me. Has a little bit more character. It takes the DNA of the other two, especially the original. It takes that DNA, makes it a little bit more darker and mysterious. Has a little bit more substance to it. But this one, I will say, is the best one out of the two, and also the other one that's coming up next after this one is the best. But let's just jump into the notes. So in the top, you get some lemon zest, bergamot, mint, and artemisia. So that lemon zest gives it like more of a dense, like creamy type of a citrusy tartness to my skin, to my nose. It also gives some bergamot, which is also a note from the EDP, as well as the mint from the EDP and the EDT. And the artemisia is a new note that's like exclusive with this one. The artemisia gives it like a bitter type of a green sweetness, and it's very, very mixed in very, very well with that lemon zest and that bergamot, as well as that mint. Now the mint is not too noticeable. You know, you do get like a fresh minty greenness from the mint, but it's not too noticeable. It's kind of like being suffocated with all the other hefty notes that's in this fragrance, so it's kind of hanging in the back seat. But the mid notes, lavender, pineapple, geranium, and some green notes. Now it does get a little bit more greener, darker green, and mysterious when it comes to the green notes. The geranium gives it like a sweet, rosy type of a touch that's like dark as well. Pineapple make it more juicy and fruity, as well as the powdery floralness, the powdery masculine floralness that you get from the lavender is what sets this bad boy off very, very well. I really do dig how this fragrance smells. you know, from the top into the mid. But once you get into the dry down now, you get that dry, fruity sweetness from that tonka bean. You get some more sandalwood, cedarwood, amberwood, and ISO E Super comes back into this fragrance, but it's in the base. Now, to me, the ISO E Super should have been in the base of this fragrance throughout the whole entire line from the jump with the original, because the ISO E Super in the base is what makes it warm, creamy, smooth, and cozy, as well with that saddlewood. That saddlewood with the ISO E Super, it meshes so well with each other with that dry, fruity sweetness from the tonka bean. This is a banger of a fragrance for the price, but I would say the price is a little bit pushing it a little bit, but I'll get to that in a minute. But overall, you just get this fruity, this dark, rich, fruity, green, like warm, cozy, dry, fruity type of a scent overall. The projection was good on me for an hour, then it set close to the skin, giving me the total longevity of 6 to 7-ish hours. I would say like after the 2 to 3 hour mark, it became an intimate scent. But it didn't dissipate. It didn't like become a faint skin scent or anything like that. It didn't jump off my skin, roll off my skin or anything like that. But throughout from that point all the way through to like 6 to 7 hour-ish, it did become an intimate scent to where I could get like soft wafts of it. You know, the heat does amplify it a little bit, but when the heat hits it, it's not going to make it cloying at all. You know, it's just like it already sits close to the skin already, so the heat just makes it a little bit more of a projector, and it doesn't be cloying at all due to those sweetness, which is a good thing. So yeah, this has good performance, and if I were to say which one that I would prefer this one big time. Got this one though for $185 plus tax was pushing like $200. Is it worth that? No. I will say it's worth like $150 or below. Other than that, almost $200. No. Age group with this one, I would say middle age on up, but it's more mature than the other two. So I would still say middle age can pull this off as well. Actually, you know, the younger guys can pull this off as well too, because it doesn't matter what age group you are. If you like it, word. Specifically, I would say middle age on up. But it does have like, you know, some sweetness that, you know, the younger guys will appreciate and be able to pull off this fragrance quite nicely. So there's that. I didn't receive any compliments on this, at least not yet, but it does, just like the other two, has a high complimenting factor. So if you wear this, you will get compliments, because this is very, very attractive and appealing. Very, very appealing. So last but not least, we have Bleu De Chanel All Over Spray. On the back, you got some information as well as the name of the house and the size of the can. The atomizer on this thing is tremendous. So there's not really much I can say about this one, because this is basically the original, the EDT, just put in like a spray can, like a body spray can. You know, that's easy to travel with. You can throw it in your gym bag. You can toss it here, toss it there. You know, it's not gonna get all damaged or broken because it's in a spray can bottle. But it's just the same fragrance as the EDT. And the performance on here is trash. $96 is what I paid for this for retail. Plus tax was like, you know, roughly $100. But if you're going to buy this, I will say don't buy this, because this is a waste of money. I would just say go with the original, because it's the same notes, the same smell from the original in here. The performance on here is trash. It was no projection for real. It was no performance really. It was just like Axe body spray is better in performance than this, at least on my skin. Maybe I was having a bad day testing this out, or I don't know, but maybe it's just me, maybe, but I did not get any good performance out of here at all. Zero performance. 30 minutes to an hour of projection, set close to the skin after that, and it just lasts for like 2 or 3 hours. $96 is robbery. when it comes to this one. So if you're going to pick up the original, you don't need this. Unless you are a collector like me and want to complete the whole line, by all means, do what you do. Buy it. I salute you. But specifically, you want my opinion? Don't buy this, buy the original. However, if I were to say you can only pick one, only one out of the four, I would definitely say pick this one up, the Parfum. It does everything that the EDT and the EDP, as well as the horrendously ill-fated all over body spray can do. This in one bottle, and it has more character, sweetness, that same appeal that Bleu De Chanel has to offer. You get in this one, but done a lot better. If you want to spend that money, spend it on this. Leave the rest out. So that's all that I have for Untitled TV, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, you know what to do. You gotta like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be safe out there, be blessed, and have a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.